Howdy everybody, and welcome to J76 Gaming. I am Jimmy Wild, and here it is 2022, coming up on the 19th anniversary of the launch of one of our favorite video games of all time, Freelancer. So, can we still play it? Oh my god, Windows 11. Does Windows 11 ruin our fun? No, it doesn't. It's fine. It works really well, so let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, before we get too far into this, I want to say that I'm going to put timestamps and clear labels on each of the steps, so you'll be able to jump around and do just the pieces that you want to do. So don't feel bad if you're like skipping parts of the video. Perfectly fine. Just do the pieces that you want to do. Alright, so why do we love Freelancer so much? Why do we still want to play Freelancer 19 years after its launch when we have literally thousands of other video games to play? And I don't have a really good answer to that. I think it just represents like a really great era of gaming and is the culmination of all of the Wing Commander and Privateer games, both of those series put together into this wonderful package of combat and trading, and at the time, pretty good graphics. Now, do the graphics hold up? No, of course they don't. But I will say, even just getting this to widescreen and not even upgrading the graphics, it's still playable, it's still fun. And I think that is really something to say, is when you can look at a game and the graphics are not amazing, but it's so fun that you still play it. I think that is why we love Freelancer. It's kind of timeless. It's just fun. Who cares what it looks like? So quick little side note for those of you that like collecting games like I do. I do have a new addition to the collection. Actually, I mean, I've had it for a little while, but I haven't made a video about Freelancer for a minute. So Starlancer. Boom, look at that. That is a factory sealed copy of Starlancer from 2000. Not real fancy, not real valuable, but it's just cool to have. I love the old box art. Man, it's cool stuff. But anyway, just a quick note about Starlancer. So I have wonderful news. Even better than the game still running in Windows 11, we have an HD mod. Freelancer HD Edition came out August 28th, and it was updated in December 30th. Now, to be clear, I have nothing to do with this mod. I just saw it, installed it. It's cool. I want to run it. So we'll get to that. And the reason I love this so much is that it's basically just upgraded graphics, a couple of like quality of life tweaks, and it leaves the game like 99% vanilla, which I love. Now, all of you modders out there that create your own content and add it to games, you guys are amazing, and I fully support you, but I want to play the vanilla game, especially in Freelancer. So this will give us all of that. Now, another cool thing is that it does all of the hard work for us, and that is glorious. Now, all of the hard work is boom. Now, this video was me in April of 2020, and 10,000 views, by the way. Thank you so much for that. Appreciate that. All the likes, all the comments, all the discussion is awesome. All of the stuff that is in this video, all of these steps are still valid. This is the hard part. The HD edition takes care of almost all of this for us. You have to install the game, and you have to, well, you don't have to run this no CD fix, but if you want to make sure that the game will run on your computer, then you need to do this. But anyways, you can just install the game and install the HD mod, and you're good to go. But if you're like, Jimmy, I run on a potato and I can't run HD mods, then we'll go ahead and go through the setup, the install and setup for Windows 11 without the mod. All right, let's go ahead and get started with the install. So we're going to go back to old games download and grab the game. Now, the difference here from the 2020 video is we're still looking for Freelancer, Win, ISO, and 7-zip. But when you click on it, you're going to get these two different download options. You're not going to have the mega download that actually goes fairly quick. So we're kind of stuck with archive.org, and the download is actually pretty slow. So you would save it, blah, blah, blah. We'll skip ahead to, here is the ISO that is downloaded. And if you don't have 7-zip to extract it, the 7-zip.org is still appropriate, and grab the copy of 7-zip that is applicable to your computer. So I grabbed the 64-bit x64 download and got that installed. Now for Windows 11, the difference here is that it kind of takes all of the useful stuff and it hides it in the Windows 10 menu. So when you right click on your file that you want to unzip, you got to go to show more options, and then you'll have the Windows 10 thing that you're used to. They'll say 7-zip and extract files. So go through that. Now what that will get you is a game files folder. So in the game files folder is the actual ISO that we're going to mount. So right click, and now thankfully in Windows 11 they actually put the useful mount up in the menu here, so you don't have to go into the more options. So mount, and there. Now we're back up and running. All right, so setup.exe is what we're looking for, and we're going to go run as administrator. Right click run as administrator and say yes, I would like to run it. And we have a couple options. Express install, we'll put it in the default folder, C program files, Microsoft Games Freelancer. If you're okay with that, that's cool. If you want to change it, you need to click on install, not express. Click on install, and that will give us the option to click change, which will give us the option of picking the drive that we want to install it in. Now I'm going to create a Freelancer folder there, and we'll hit OK. And you want to make sure that we are running the complete install. We want a desktop icon, and if you want to install it for all users, probably yes, but go ahead and leave that checked. So install, and then we'll let this cruise through. All right, and here we go. Now there's a couple of things here. So depending on your situation, I don't 100% know what causes the difference here. You may get a restart. You may have to be required to restart before you can run the game, or it might say play Freelancer. Now, if you have play Freelancer and you click on it, you're going to run into some problems. It'll give you some compatibility errors, most likely. So there's that. So probably we're just going to restart. Okay, we're back after a reboot, and let's go ahead and try to run Freelancer. And we know it's not going to work, but let's see what actually happens. So we're going to double click on Freelancer. We're going to get please log in with administrator privileges. So we'll hit OK, and then we'll right click and we'll run as administrator, and we'll say yes, I want to run it as administrator, and we're still failing. We're failing the CD check, so we need to go ahead and fix that. So what we need to do is we need to go to Starport and grab our Freelancer original no CD exe. I'm going to hit download now, and that's going to download the Freelancer exe right to our downloads directory, and I happen to have it right here. So the cool thing is it's just the exe, so you don't have to do anything. You don't have to extract it. You just need to copy it to your Freelancer folder. So game libraries where I put it, Freelancer, there's an exe folder. Looking for the exe folder, and you see a Freelancer exe in here. So you can either copy that over someplace or just delete it, and I'm going to delete it, and then I'm going to copy Freelancer, and there we go. So let's get that back out of the way, And what happens if we run Freelancer as administrator this time? Yes. Boom. Okay, here we go. Freelancer needs to install DirectPlay. Now this is a legacy Windows feature, and you have to run it for, well, I don't know how many other older games, but I actually need to run it for Final Fantasy 11 also, I think. So, but anyways, install this feature. Should be fairly straightforward, and then we'll click close. Now notice it does say you might need to restart the apps that require this feature, not necessarily the computer. So we're going to just let it go, and it looks like it's working. So here's our EULA, so we're getting closer. We'll just go ahead and accept this. And okay, here is our 3D video card warning. Now this is saying that it doesn't recognize our video card. That's because it's new. Well, it's pretty new. And then do we want to perform this check every time? No, because I don't want to see this warning every time. Do we want to continue? Yes. And boom, look at that. So if you remember in the Windows 10 video, this didn't display. So this is pretty cool that we're actually, you know, a little bit improved over the Windows 10 experience, at least for me. Maybe depending on video card, you don't get to see this, but at any rate. So I'm going to skip it in the interest of time. And here we are, Freelancer, and boom, our menu. So at this point, awesome, we're good to go. I mean, this is a much better experience than what I had in Windows 10, so I'm super happy. Let's go ahead and check multiplayer, and yes, we want to continue. And let's go ahead and just click on internet. So we still run into the blank account ID, and I have a video for fixing that, but that's okay because the HD mod actually takes care of that too. So yeah, so you can play here. The options are limited still. You cannot change to the widescreen resolutions. The best you can do is 1620 by 1200. So yeah, so let's just go ahead and get out of here. But no, we know that this is working when this is fantastic. All right, here we go. Compatibility settings have been applied. All right, so this is another feature that Windows 11 tries to kind of help us out with. So let's just go ahead and rerun the program and see what happens. I mean, it's it's basically the same because it was running. Once again, in the interest of time, we'll skip these. Boom, and there we are. So anyway, exit. Boom. Did the program work correctly? Yes, it did. Thank you for asking, Windows 11. You are super. I'm going to go a little bit out of order from the Windows 10 video to kind of go into the shortcut editing, because you know, it kind of goes hand in hand with what Windows 11 was trying to do with its compatibility settings. So we're going to right click on the Freelancer shortcut and go to Properties, and then you're going to click on the Compatibility tab. Now this is where you may need to run this program in compatibility mode. Like I said in the other video, Windows XP Service Pack 3 is what I'd like to do, but since it's running, I'm not going to mess with it. I'm just going to leave it as it is. But I do want to run this program as administrator and hit apply. So the other thing in the shortcut is if you do want to run in a windowed mode, you want to put the target space dash windowed and hit apply. Yes. Okay. So let's see what happens now. Boom. There's our window. Okay. So perfect. Now that we have a functioning Freelancer install, let's go ahead and get to to making some tweaks to it. So we're going to go up to the Jason's Freelancer patch page, and there is a DLL file that we would like. So you can either get the whole patch or just get the DLL. Left click to download the zip file. So we'll save it. And once you extract the zip file, you get this Jflp.dll folder. Now inside, you want to look for the exe folder, and then you want to go to the install directory, Freelancer exe, where you install the game. Take the Jflp.dll, copy it over, and there we go. Now let's go ahead. While we're in here, we'll go to dacom.ini. We're going to open that, and here is where we need to add the DLL file to the library section. So just new line, Jflp.dll, and we will save that, and we'll get rid of this. Now in Documents, My Games, there should now be a Freelancer folder, and inside that Freelancer folder there is PerfOptions. So open PerfOptions, and at the bottom there should be a display resolution. So we are going to change that to 1920 by 1080. Now you can change that to whatever you want. You want your 2560, 1440, you want to go up to 4K, whatever. Just for this video, I'm using 1920, comma, space, note the space, 1080. And go ahead and save that. So now that we've done that, let's see what that gets us. Boom, look at that, 1920 by 1080 window. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Boom, all right, exit. For those of you that skipped ahead, welcome back. We have a fully functional Freelancer install, and now it's time to get to the HD Edition mod installation. So we're gonna go to our ModDB page. There is download now. Go ahead and click on it, and in a couple of seconds, we should get a download. Boom. All right, now I've already downloaded it, so I'm not gonna do it again. But so you'll hit save, and let's bring up our downloads. And in downloads, we have Freelancer HD Setup version 0-4-1 exe. So let's go ahead and start that. Yes. Next, next. Now it's asking for where do we have a fresh install of Freelancer installed. So pick that. And now we get into our options. So you can change the name of your NPC in the game. There's a couple of options you can scroll through. I'm going to leave it as default because that's the kind of person I am. And now I'm going to pick the resolution that we want to run it as. So I am on a 1440 widescreen monitor. So we're going to pick the 1440p 16:9 2560 1440. So pick the resolution that matches your monitor. And the logo, so we want the logo and the text to match 1440 16:9, and fix the small text on 1440p and 4K resolutions. Yes, I would like to fix that, so I'm going to run apply the fix to 2560 by 1440. Next, advanced Windows HUD for 16:9 resolutions. 2 useful widgets on your HUD next to your contacts list, wireframe representation of your target, and then what else we get here? Advanced widescreen HUD makes great use of unused space that you normally see in widescreen, blah, blah, blah. So yes, I'm going to go ahead and use this. Fix clipping in the 16:9 resolution planetscapes. Yes, I don't want to have to see some graphics anomalies because I'm running widescreen. And fix Windows 10 compatibility issues. I'm going to say no because I am running Windows 11. And then add improved reflections. Yes, I would like improved reflections. And because I am so vanilla, I am going to say no, I don't want to add the new missile effects. And next, And do I want the single player command console? Now, probably you don't need it, but this is one of those things where I'm going to say yes because it might be helpful at some point. And they even pointed out here, this command console is very useful for testing and debugging purposes. So yes, I'm going to use that. And now we get to the point where we have to pick the directory where we want the HD install to be. And this is not where Freelancer is installed. This is a separate folder. So I'm actually going to go down to D, to my game libraries, and I'm going to just put it into there. So it'll be right next to the Freelancer folder. And next, you want a start menu folder? Sure, why not? And do you want a desktop shortcut? Yeah, of course, why not? So next, and then install. And so it's going to go ahead and download the mod here. So this is going to take a little bit. So we're going to kind of skip forward a bit. Okay, now we're up to copying vanilla Freelancer directory and unzipping the HD edition. All right, moving Freelancer HD edition. And boom, there we go. So finish, checkmark, launch Freelancer. Yeah, why not? Let's go ahead and see how this works. Boom, look at that. And there's our new menu. Fantastic. So let's just click in options real quick. Let's see what we've gained. So we have our resolution that we can now scale up to 2560 by 1440. And let's go to audio. Yes, I want to keep those. Boom, boom, boom. Dialog volume. All right, so let's go back to main menu. Now, another thing that this gains for us is in multiplayer. If you go to internet, boom, notice we have an account ID now. So that is fantastic. So we're going to go ahead and create, and boom, we have a list of servers. So the benefit, well, there's lots of benefits to this mod, but for the multiplayer is it actually gives us an account and unlocks the, because it's sometimes hard to see the list server of all of the servers that are out there. So that fixes all of that for us. So very, very good stuff. So we'll go back to main menu. All right, real quick before we end the video, I do want to show you one thing that you may run into. And now I can't actually reproduce it because I fixed it, and then when I tried to unfix it, it still works. So the issue is in Windows 11 they modified the way that notifications and alt tabbing are working. So this is ultimately the alt tab fix, but the impact to the Freelancer game is that it prevents you from exiting the game, and then when you can't exit the game, then you can't alt tab to actually end the game, end the task from Task Manager. So you have to just shut your computer down. So if you run into that, this is how you fix it. So where it would happen is you would click exit game, yes, and it would just sit right there and would not go anywhere. But it is working now, like I said. But anyway, the fix is go down to the search option and type in focus assist. Go ahead and hit enter. And what this is doing is preventing notifications from coming up while you're using, applicable to us is playing a game or full screen apps. So you can turn those off, or just click off. You can turn all of it off, doesn't matter. But in theory, just playing a game or full screen mode should do it for the game. So anyways, so you'll close those, and then that will allow you to exit the game and alt tab out of it. it was super frustrating to have to reboot my computer every time I finished playing Freelancer. So yeah. So anyways, I know this is a long one, but thank you for sticking through all of this with me. And here we are. We got 19-year-old Freelancer running in Windows 11 with an HD mod. Like it really does not get any better than this. So so thank you to the people working on the HD edition. It's fantastic. I love it. And keep it coming, man. Keep working on the updates. I love it. And I will see y'all later.